Hey, what's up everybody, BDF 44 coming at you with another video. Alright, so I've cleaned this place up, cleaned it all the way up, and did what I needed to do in regards to kind of set this place up to just move out of it tomorrow. I spoke with my uncle. He's got things in motion. He's going to try to get what I need to me in time. So I feel good about that, man. We just had a Bible study, and the Bible study was speaking of substance. Not necessarily drinking and smoking, but more so just having substance as a leader. If you're going to be a leader, particularly in the Christian religion or in any leadership, understanding substance as it pertains to poise. Sometimes it's easier to lash out or demand respect as opposed to command respect, that kind of thing, and just understanding the difference. And a lot of times we talk about, in the Christian religion, a lot of leaders want to come up and give you a church sermon that doesn't have much scripture or much wisdom attached to it, or not much talking attached to it. It'll be some singing, be some collection plate passing, it'll be touching their forehead, people falling on the ground and everything, but what otherwise will give people substance and let them walk away having felt like they learned something or something that could help them through their day to day. And while it's good to have energy in your life, it's good to be willing to give, especially if you feel passionate about your church. You also want to take something with you so that throughout the course of your week you can be uplifted with wisdom and uplifted with scripture and things of that nature. And so that's what we spoke to tonight: leadership and just the difference between putting forth an image of energy and showtime and all of that, as opposed to the meat and potatoes of what you're supposed to be learning within what it is that you're being led by, or who it is that's leading you, or whatever the case may be. So, some things in there that helped me understand. I talk about my homegirl Kay and some of the mistakes I was making in feeling impulsive in communication. Like, it was a saying in there, something along the lines of a leader will suffer the ills of being patient, while a bad leader will make it so will be impulsive and allow others to suffer the ills of them. Something along those lines. But it's really that simple. I was making that mistake in the latter side of things, lashing out, whatever it would be, whether it be lashing out in a negative way or a positive way, but not thinking about the timing for which things should be done, being more patient and letting whatever's in my mind sit in my head and wait for the right time to communicate, rather than just over communicate, or whatever the case may be. Is to not be impulsive, but to more so be patient and wait for the right time for things to be said, right for the right time for certain things to be done. And so these are things that just spoke to overall what we got going on in learning these lessons over the last several months. Not to say that I'm a leader of K, but more so understanding I'm an elder statesman in the situation. I have her by 10 years, so I got to have wisdom about me. When I open my mouth, it better be some substance coming out. If I speak of God, I better have something that could really help, rather than just speaking and thinking of self when doing so. So, there's a lot of understanding that came from this particular Bible study, and I really appreciate it. This continuation of being a part of that. It enriches my spirit a lot when we do it. And we're going to be taking 2 weeks off for the holidays, and we'll reconvene on the 6th. So, for me, hopefully by the time that comes around, things will be in a bit better situation. I'll be in a better situation, I'd like to think, because some things are now in motion with the caseworker and all of that. So I just banged my toe really bad. I'm trying to make it seem like it didn't hurt, but that was pretty bad right there. But, it's one of those situations where I just wanted to get on here and do a therapy session. This is my last full night in this particular room, and I didn't do too many therapy sessions in this room because there wasn't a whole lot of privacy to really speak the way that I like to speak. But, I felt like this was a really good therapy session idea to kind of give you guys a little taste of what the Bible study was about. You know what I mean? To kind of signify just how I want to finish off in this particular room. When I came into this room 3 weeks ago, I was really struggling with myself and what was going on with Kay and all of that. Had kind of just driven me into a negative mindset. And when I first got in here, I didn't know how I would handle that as it pertains to not having the privacy, or perceiving it having the privacy You know, this area, kind of looking at it. And this is how it is. Like I put, you know what I mean? I want y'all to see this. Like people sit right there, smoke cigarettes, and of course with me, I put my fan here, and the fan, you know, is supposed to kind of dull off some of the. But the reality is, I was never quite comfortable being myself here. Even my Laker videos, I'm trying to speak at a lower tone, trying not to give you the energy that often came to me comfortably when I'm in other spaces where I feel like I can be more loud, I guess, or just more myself. But this is the end of this, and I can honestly tell you that, you know, I've grown a lot in this particular room over the last 3 weeks. My whole Karen situation, some of the prayers needed to be prayed, and some of the understandings that needed to be understood came from sitting in this room, in that bed. Been very comfortable, you know what I mean, kind of with the curtains closed, just thinking about maturing and what it is that ultimately would be a mature way of welcoming certain things into my life. Who am I choosing to be, you know, close to me? And what is it that I'm bringing to the table for them that would be of substance? Am I having them suffer my ills for the sake of me and my mind, or am I bringing to the table somebody who can share with me and share, you know, for me, for someone who needs a lot in regards to my friend Kay? And so it's just been a different vibe. I learned some things about, you know, having that dream that I had in regards to the little giant dream. I encourage everybody to go check out the video that I made where I was talking about that dream I had. It was important for me because it helped me understand how much alike we are in regards to shutting people out and not really being able to give an explanation for that, and how sometimes it has nothing to do with that person, if not ever, but more so to do with how we feel about various different things. Maybe we don't feel comfortable in our own skin speaking to them. Maybe they make us feel like we can never quite get right in their eyes because they're so perfect in ours, or whatever the case may be. You know, that dream that I had that kind of summed all that up helped me understand that I was probably barking up that tree as it pertains to my friend. And while I needed to communicate with her, the more I applied pressure for her to communicate back with me, the less she actually wanted to, the less she probably felt comfortable doing so. And as somebody with anxiety, as somebody who's dealt with some of that, I needed to be reminded of some of that. And this room provided that with the dream that I had. So this is one of those situations where every room has its own story. And I don't know if this will be the most memorable room, other than the fact that the shower was a bit cold and there was a whole lot of anxiety that came with having the lounge right there. But what I do want to remember about this particular room was the dream that I had that helped me become more at peace with the distance that my friend is waged between us, and how she wants to overcome that, and how I wanted to overcome that at a time too, when I didn't know how to let people in because of various different things that I felt had me feeling like I was drowning behind those things. You know, today, not wanting to communicate with my uncle, I felt like I was, you know, he never made me feel uncomfortable about communicating with him about what needed to be done, but I felt uncomfortable about asking because of course I should. You know, I'm a grown man who needs help with living and making it from day to day. So it's like, when you feel that way in your own life, you should be able to empathize or sympathize with others who may feel that way in regards to communicating with you. And that's what I learned in this situation. So I'm thankful, you know, with all the prayers that I've prayed in regards to helping me understand my friend and the distance between us, helping me understand myself and what I may have forgotten about anxiety in the lives of others who may have wanted me closer to them but I couldn't get close to them for whatever set of reasons. And to not just brush it off as mental health, but to remember what those reasons were. To not just brush it off as anxiety, but to remember how I felt and what prompted me to feel that way. And maybe it was something they might have done. Although in most cases it was not. In one particular case with a friend, you know, I felt like she kind of put me in a position to not feel welcome. Or if not the word welcome, like I was at my best. It was always as if I felt like I was stupid in her presence. And so, you know what I mean? To not do that to others, to not apply anything like that to my friend Kay, or to at least understand that maybe somewhere in that ballpark, that's what the problem was. And so it helped me understand how to be at peace with her distance. It helped me be at peace with what she's going to do going forward, for what she's used to, and whatever lesson she will learn, or whatever peace she will find. It's not going to be found in me applying more pressure for her to get this quote unquote right. Maybe it's actually me who needed to get something right. So it just helped me understand, we had a lot of conversations throughout the course of these 3 weeks on this channel about that, and just my overall desire to heal. And I think I got to a place where the truth was the best healing tool for me. And the truth was, I probably make her feel uncomfortable to some degree, just based on how much maturity I would otherwise demand as somebody older than her, who's learned some things that otherwise I didn't have under control when I was her age, and to double back in regards to myself and look back on how I felt, so I can learn how to be better now for not only our friendship, but for who it is I want to be in other people's lives. It ain't enough to just learn lessons. You got to also remember how it felt to not have learned those lessons. I think that's where a lot of people go wrong, especially dealing with young people and children. You forget how it feels to be a young person. You forget how it feels to be a child. And that's a very important aspect of being able to help create a space of, a safe space for them to be in regards to you. You want so much for them, and you know what you know, but you also have to know what it feels like to not know. And you also have to understand what it feels like to have not gained that comfort that's otherwise in your head right now, and that comfort in your own skin that comes with time, and the trust that they're going to figure that out on their own in due time. So that's what I want to say, man. That Bible study kind of summed all that up right for me. And don't be impulsive about applying that pressure for people to get it right, but more so remember when you didn't have it right, and let that sit on you, and suffer your own ills about wanting to reach out and lash out and apply that pressure, rather than to apply that pressure and have them suffer you. So that's what I took from that, man. And now I'm ready to move on from this room. I've done all the cleaning. I'm gonna have one more dream in this place. My uncle said he got me in regards to the funds, so I don't have to worry about that. I took care of some things earlier today, as I was talking about on my channel. I encourage everybody to check out the videos I made earlier today. And now we just get ready, man. Now we just get ready for what's next. Get ready for the next task, and hopefully this can be one of the last times I have to learn lessons in a room like this. I need my own place, as you guys know. But not before learning all the lessons that the Lord wants me to learn, and to remember, to withhold all of the wisdom that needs to come from being in this situation, and respecting it more. So that's what I hope to gain, and I ask that the Lord just complete this part of my life, complete this year, for which I'm thankful for. Still a lot of time left, so I don't want to zip past it, but this has been arguably I'd say maybe the third most difficult and challenging year of my life, with challenges that were more difficult this year than probably those other two. But just like those other two, God carried me through them. And I'm thankful for what came with that, which is going to make me a better person, and hopefully leave back better content for you all. So that's what I got to say, man. Of course, tomorrow, if y'all Laker fans, I'm going to have something for that, as I always do. But for now, I'm signing out. BDF 44. I thank you all for watching, and I'm out.